Okay guys, follow the steps that I showed you in the other video on how to remove the tire. Basically here, if you look down in here, there's not very much pad left. It's real thin. So what I need to do to get this caliper off of here is I'm going to take a flat blade screwdriver and I'm going to stick it back in here on an angle. I'm going to catch part of the rotor and I'm going to pry forward. I'm going to press that piston in all the way back there. Okay, so now I'm free. Make sure my caliper is moving back and forth really good. If it's not moving back and forth really good, after you pull the caliper off, you'll have to free up these two slide pins that they slide back and forth on. Then 12mm ratchet. Not supposed to do that. Knock that bolt loose. Same thing on the top. Trying to do all this with one hand. Come on, damn it, jerk. Excuse my mouth. Alright, I'm gonna have to set it down for a second. Okay, got it loose. Shit, it's wanting to be difficult today. Wanting to be difficult. Pull it off of there. Trying to make this video fast so you guys don't have to sit here for a long time. So you've seen how I did the back. This is different. This doesn't have an emergency brake built into it. So basically just take this, let it hang. It's light. You ain't gonna do no damage to that thing. Make sure these are nice and freed up. They're freed up. There, you can see how thin these pads are. It's almost time for them to be changed. We'll go ahead and pull them out of there. Go ahead and pull this hardware kit out. All rusty. Make sure you clean out these spots right here underneath, because when you go put your new pads in with your new hardware, that rust will push up on those clips and it won't let you put them pads in there all the way. All right, I'm gonna come back after I slip these clips in here and put the pads on and show you what it looks like. So I had to run back to the parts store because they gave me the pads that were too big for this. These are the right pads, the SC914 OEM style. I've got my areas here real clean where the clips and stuff are gonna go. You're gonna want to use a brake caliper grease, or they might even call it an anti-squeak grease or something like that. I don't necessarily like using it. Anyway, these will sit down in here like this. You want to make sure you get it real nice and flat, and make sure it's sitting down in there all the way. If you got too much rust up underneath this right here, it'll push it up and it won't let the pad go on there all the way. So you want to make sure you got it nice and clean. And then here, the top as well. These are really, really easy, really user-friendly. Go ahead and open the pads. You've got a front pad and you've got a back pad. The back pad is the one where the anti-rattle, or your squeak clip, your warning clip goes. So this is your front pad. And it doesn't have anything but just a regular pad on it. And you're gonna set this inside here like so. Slide on there nice and easy like that. And then if it's fighting you, if this pad won't slide under all the way, you got too much junk underneath here. Or sometimes they put a lot of paint on these tabs, and you got to grind some of that paint off of the actual brake pad itself for it to fit on there. And then you got your pad with your warning tab that goes in the back. It goes right back here, like so. And then you'll take this, you'll set it back on, and if you notice right now it's not going back on there all the way, that means I don't have that piston pushed in enough. So I'm going to try to put a little pressure and pull against it. So what I'll have to do is I'll actually have to you can either get a tool, it's a brake piston tool that pushes that back in, or you can push up against it with the end of a hammer, and or you can try to like anchor it, maneuver it right here, and that piston will slide back in. You can already see it starting to go back in, it's starting to slide on there. But let me do that, I'll be right back. Okay, it slid back on there after I pushed that piston in some more. And you want to make sure this flat spot right here stays tucked away down there, because that's what's going to stop that slide pin from rotating on you. See how it's kind of rotating back and forth? Make sure it stays tucked up underneath there, or in that flat spot where it belongs. And then when you tighten it up, make sure you get it nice and really snug. And now you do the other side, and then pump up your brakes a few times so that piston comes out and makes contact completely. And go ahead and put your wheels and stuff on. Yeah, torque them all down, whatever the spec is, 85 foot-pounds, 90 foot-pounds, or something like that, or just get them real nice and tight. And then you'll be ready to roll. And then you take your vehicle for a drive for a couple miles and brake really hard to burnish off that surface, to prepare the surface. It's going to smell like burning brakes for a little bit, but that's normal. It'll go away after a couple miles of real hard braking, or maybe even just a mile of real hard braking over and over again. I would say maybe like 7 to 10 times. You'll burnish that surface off, and it'll be ready for complete driving. No more smell, no more nothing like that. All right, guys, take care. Thank you.